Hey! Hi, how you doing? This is the Gamertron, and welcome back to the GamertronShow, and welcome back to another episode, episode 3 of the VlogTronShow. Now, not only is this another continuation of my free-form conversation, discussion, whatever video series, I also get to use this video as like a tiny bit in a sort of a way of a update. Consider this, on top of being another vlog-ish video, to be an update video on top of that. Alright. Now let me tell you guys about the day I had today. No, not the day, the weekend. The weekend I had this week. Wait, no, last week. Technically, last week. Whatever. I'm gonna talk for a bit. So, I'm all ready to do my typical live stream on Friday. I got everything set up. The game I want to stream, I got Twitch all set up, I got Shadowplay all set up, but guess what? This happened to me a couple weeks ago too. Shadowplay and Twitch, and I don't know which one it was, just decided, hey, you know how we used to work before, like all the time? We're just not gonna work now. We're not gonna give you a reason, we're not going to give you a hint, or some sort of forewarning that we're just not gonna work properly for no reason whatsoever. We're just not gonna work properly. So I ended up having software tech issues and couldn't live stream on Friday, which is disappointing for both you and me, because I know there are a great deal of you who enjoy the live streams. So now Sunday rolls around, and Sunday is another day I do live streams. Another one of my live streaming days. Fridays and Sundays, my live streaming days. However, some surprise family matters popped up, and I was worried that they were going to take all day. Turns out I was able to deal with these family matters in time to not only chat and hang out with some friends before the live stream, but, actually live stream. And even though it looks like, apparently, Shadowplay and Twitch were working just fine, guess what other piece of software or hardware or tech, just tech in general, decided to break down? My sound card. My sound card just decided, hey, you know how there's been no problem for like the last, few years? All of a sudden, I'm just not gonna let you hear anything. Doesn't matter if you plug in the speakers or the headphones, you're just not gonna be able to hear a damn thing. I'm not gonna tell you what the problem is. You're gonna end up uninstalling and reinstalling sound drivers and making things worse than they already are. God bless my dad. My dad is a god among men, a tech guru among men, and was able to eventually fix the sound card. But that brings me, after that long backstory and exposition, it brings me to the topic of this video, and that's when tech breaks. That's when technology breaks, whether it be software or hardware. Because this past weekend, having all these issues and not being able to live stream over the past weekend, it got me thinking about just how reliant we are as a species, as a society, just how reliant we are on technology nowadays. And when technology fucks up or doesn't work, it throws our whole life, out of whack, out of schedule. I have plans, I have aspirations that revolve around and require technology in order for them to happen. And when that technology becomes unavailable or just doesn't work, it malfunctions, it breaks, I see just how much dismay it can cause in daily life nowadays. When specifically looking at me, when I was a lot younger, my PC, my computer, all this tech I have with me, my microphone, my headphones, my different graphics cards, sound cards, all this tech that is required in order to run my YouTube channel and have any sort of video and content production. Before all of this came about and came to pass, technology wasn't too big a deal. When I was younger, sure, I watched television and movies and played the occasional video game from time to time, but I was never as big or as involved in tech as I am nowadays. Back when I was younger, I was way more into, doing what kids do, running around inside, outside, playing with plastic toys, going on bicycle rides. I did kid stuff when I was a kid. No duh, go figure. But as times have changed and evolved, not just with my personal life, life. But I notice with society in general, we have a simply enormous reliance on technology. If someone loses their cell phone nowadays, they lose their whole means of communicating with other people. If someone's internet goes down, you lose access to just so much. Personal records, information, entertainment, and God forbid the little things break or stop working, like microphones, headphones, monitors. When that tech is on the fritz or out of commission, it immediately becomes a priority in your life to get that piece of tech replaced or fixed. Even looking at more general household appliances like ovens, microwaves, refrigerators. We need technology to even make proper meals for ourselves. And all of this has got me thinking and debating with myself. And I know all of this came to pass because I couldn't live stream for a weekend. But not being able to live stream for a week and not being able to use the technology at my disposal, or the technology at my disposal just not being at my disposal, not working properly, just how much stress that put me under and how much of a hindrance that was, it got me thinking about technology in general and just how much of an impact it's made on our lives nowadays. And not just nowadays, you look back at history and you look at the evolution of technology, especially the huge strides and innovations that happened in the 20th century. Now, if you really get all philosophical about it, you realize the amazement and the ingenuity of the human race and how we were able to create these amazing devices, and thanks to movies and video games, amazing experiences through stuff like electricity, metal, plastic. It really is quite astounding, but it makes you wonder. Now, I'm no hippie. I do believe in peace and love, but I do not believe in being buck naked out in the woods and living with nature and all that jazz. Technology is here to stay, and I'm glad it's here, but do we have too much of a reliance on it? Is technology enveloped our society and our culture too much? Has it gotten to a point where we're too obsessed with it? We're too reliant on it? Like, if the power went out in your neighborhood, in your city, in your state, province, whatever, if the power went out for 1 week, how would people react? How would people respond? Now, I'm sure everyone's been through a power outage and it's lasted a few hours, maybe a day, and at worst a day or two. But imagine it an entire week without electricity, without having access to all that technology. And now I know some of you are going to bring up in the comment section, what about separate generators and batteries? I'm speaking hypothetically. I'm giving a hypothetical. Yes, technology is so astounding that there's even workarounds to power outages. But still, just go with me on this hypothetical. How do you think you, your family, your community would react to a power outage that lasted for a week, over a week without having access to the internet, to television, to a cell phone? Can you imagine the response? Can you imagine the reaction from people nowadays? How would that be? Do you think people would go overboard? Start rioting or looting? Would people go outside more? Would people stay inside their houses and just do housework, cleaning, maybe lie down, sit down, read a book? I mean, just think for a moment. Think about this hypothetical situation about not living with technology of any sort for a week. Now, I do a lot of camping, so I have a bit of experience not living without technology. Well, not entirely. Like, we still have access to, like, cell phones and, of course, a vehicle, an automobile. So we still have access to some tech, but yeah, would you count an automobile as tech? I guess you technically would, because it is technology. Yada. Listen to me ramble. But hey, that's what the VlogTronShow is, me rambling about random stuff. So you're getting what you asked for. You're getting what I'm advertising here. However, going back to what I was saying before, I don't think there's necessarily a right or a wrong answer. I don't believe there's any scientific or objective way to predict how society at large would react without the use or the inclusion of technology. Because again, just my past experience this week not being able to live stream and the hindrance it caused on me, like, it just opened my eyes and really got me thinking about how much technology has been integrated into the human race. Like, it's become a part of us almost. And in some ways, it literally kind of is. Prosthetic limbs, implants, even certain organs being replaced with technology like pacemakers for your heart. And just looking at the future and how much more technology is going to advance. I mean, look at VR, look at virtual reality, look at the HTC Vive, the Oculus, just how popular these VR headsets are taking off. It really makes you think about the future of tech. I mean, technology nowadays is pretty incredible. Sure, we take a great deal of it for granted, but it's still pretty incredible when you think about it. The stuff we are able to accomplish with just some metal, plastic, and electricity. I apologize if I'm getting way too deep or way too philosophical. I'm getting too real. I'm sorry if I'm getting too real. I know this is not usually what the kind of video or the kind of topic you expect from my show, and I don't think any of you expected me to get into something this deep or this big because I couldn't live stream for a weekend, but that's how life works, man. You see little things happen to you in your life, and those little things trigger a chain reaction of you looking at the bigger picture. Isn't life awesome and grand and fascinating? Just like technology. Except when it doesn't want to work, and it pisses you off. Fucking sound card. That is one thing, though, that endlessly pisses me off about technology, though, and the fact that we haven't found a proper solution or workaround, is when technology sometimes doesn't work, and there's no explanation as to why. Like, to this day, there's still zero explanation as to why my sound card was being so faulty. Why just all of a sudden, like, it was like, hey, I'm not gonna work. You're not gonna hear anything coming out of your speakers. Good luck with that, asshole. Even my dad, who I love to death, he's a god among men, even he, who is a tech guru, even he who knows everything there is to know, well, not everything, mostly everything there is to know about technology, even he cannot isolate or explain the problem. And this has happened before. I look on the internet for a solution, and there are just times where technology just decides to not work properly, and no one can understand why. And you think people would, like, we built this stuff. You think we would know how it works, especially the people who make the tech. You think they would have all the answers. Oh, if there's a malfunction, you have to do this and this, and I would know because I made it. That's not the case. Like, even the people who make this stuff don't always know why it does what it does, which is fucking crazy. Which is why I used to be a bit scared for the future and be like, oh god, what if there's a Skynet future? What if there's a Terminator Judgment Day future where the machines take over the world? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Because here's the thing. Machines, in a way, kind of like people, are unpredictable and uncontrollable. In the same way our bodies are. Our bodies are unpredictable and uncontrollable. Sure, we have workarounds, medicine, antibiotics, yada yada. You know what I'm talking about. Science. But our bodies are still unpredictable. There are times where our body does things and we don't entirely comprehend why. I think everyone can attest to this, that there are just times where your body just hurts, like your wrist hurts, your stomach hurts, your leg hurts, where you have a cramp or a pain, and there's no explanation as to why. Just all of a sudden, a body part just starts to hurt out of the blue, nowhere. And it's kind of like with tech. It's like that with tech. Like, out of the blue, nowhere, tech will just glitch up, break up. And there's no discernible or logical reason as to why, just like with our bodies. So I highly doubt there will ever be a Terminator Skynet Judgment Day scenario, because technology, it's very similar to human beings in the sense that it's unpredictable even to itself. Like, we try our best to fix ourselves and find solutions to the mystery that is the human body, but if we can't even find the mystery on how to keep tech up and running without any sort of malfunctions, like, I doubt machines can do that. Life is unpredictable. You can make and take every precaution, and still something unexpected will happen. And what the hell does this have to do with technology breaking and me not being able to live stream on the weekend? Dear God, this video is over 13 minutes long. I've been rambling basically about nothing for almost 14 minutes because I need to get some poor excuse for a video out while I work on the actual genuine content for the channel. I'll be blunt, I'll be honest, I'll be serious. The whole reason I do VlogTronShow is this is placeholder for the actual good stuff. This is the most mediocre, subpar, average, below average content that gives me something to feed you guys while I work on the actual good and decent stuff. Think of this as like an appetizer to the buffet. God, now I start talking about food. Now I'm hungry. damn it. Okay, I'm gonna cut this video. This has been an absolute dreadful mess, but I hope you enjoy it all the same. So if you guys liked this third part, episode, video, continuation, whatever, of the VlogTron show, let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the topic. If you have anything to add, anything witty or philosophical, like, add whatever you want, say whatever you want to say in the comments. If you like the video in any way, shape, or form, please hit the like button, and I'll see you guys later.